believe in the future. I believe in the past. I believe what you truly desire, you can bring to pass. All you need is a focus and a story to hold, and the faith that you can achieve what's inside your soul. Someday we'll make it on by. Other days we only can try. Either way, no matter what people say, either way, we're gonna get. Someday we'll make it on by. Someday. Other days we only can try. Either way, no matter what people say, either way, we're gonna get better. Know that you can make it. Hold it tight, cause they will try to take it. Keep it close, cause they will try to shake it. But whatever you do, don't let them break it. Cause this moment's just a new chance to take into your own hands and shape the life you see inside your dreams. Someday we'll make it on by. Someday. Other days we only can try. Either way, no matter what people say. Either way, we're gonna get. Someday we'll make it on by. Someday we'll make it. Other days we only can try. Either way, no matter what people say. Either way, we're gonna get better. In your heart there lives a dream for your soul to master. From the moment that you breathe, get to chasing after. Yeah. All that you want, all that you ever dreamed. You can make anything of this life. Someday we'll make it on by. Other days we only can try. Someday we only try. No matter what people say. Either way, we're gonna get. Someday we'll make it on by. Someday. Other days we only can try. Other days. No matter what people say. No matter what they say, we gonna get. Someday we'll make it on by. Someday. Other days we only can try. Other days. No matter what people say. Either way, we're gonna get better. Someday we'll make it on by. Other days we only can try. Either way, no matter what people say. Either way, we're gonna get. Someday we'll make it on by. Other days we only can try. Either way, no matter what people say. Either way, we're gonna get better.
All right. Hey, we are here live. Let me tell you what, I really was scheduling this for tomorrow, but I just couldn't wait. I had to do it tonight. For those of you who are on my Facebook page, this is going to be live. And also for those of you who are on Process to Pure Food Movement, this is going to be live as well. So I will begin to spread this out, but we're going to be specifically talking about food tonight. We're going to be talking about rice. I know many people love rice. If you were like me growing up, your mom used to make rice with butter and sugar. You'd have that for breakfast in the morning, or you'd use it for some kind of staple for a meal. And I know that it's still being done today. Rice is a huge staple in the diet of everyone. So figure we talk about rice a little bit tonight. We're talking about eating pure. So if we're going to be eating pure, we want to make sure that we know what we're eating and why we should be eating certain types of food and why we should be staying away from certain types of food as well. So rice is one of those things. It's huge. You'll hear some people say you shouldn't eat rice. Rice is bad for you. Rice is a natural grain, okay? So it grows from the ground. You know me now, I'm all about whatever grows from the ground. That's something that should be eaten. It's approved of to be eaten by the Most High. So I'm for it, okay? But there are things that are done to food that I am not for. Things that have done to food that I am against. It's an enemy of the Most High. Why? Because they're doing things and adding things to food that does have an effect on our bodies. It actually destroys our body. So, if it destroys the temple, we should not be for it. Okay, so we're just going to talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on with rice today. So we have many varieties of rice. Okay, rice in and of itself is something good, but something that they actually do to rice makes it really bad. Okay, so we're going to discuss what that is. A lot of people in this age that we are in, and I know how it is. We need to do things quickly. A lot of people love instant now. But what we don't realize is that instant is not the whole thing. When we do instant anything, you better believe something has been taken away. It's been pre-cooked and dehydrated in order for you to be able to throw that rice into some hot water really quick, and it turns into rice, or what we think is rice. But, the downside to fixing rice is, if you're going to fix the whole rice, you got to let your water boil. Then you got to put it in the water and let it sit in the simmering water for about 18 minutes. And then you got to take it off of the burner. And then you got to let it cool. And then after you let it cool, you're going to hope that it's at the right consistency. Is it going to be too mushy? Or is it going to be not soft enough and there's going to be some crisp inside of it? So let's talk about rice a little bit tonight. I want to just give you some slight information. Organic rice is grown without synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or fertilizers. It follows organic farming practices, okay? So we know that. Organic rice goes under minimal processing. It's just picked and shelled or dehulled or whatever they do with rice. And rice is also, in and of itself, it is good for you. Okay, it has a lot of vitamins, a lot of minerals to it, which we will go over, but it is one of those things where you do want to make sure that you know what you are eating. You see, we have this thing that, just because it comes quickly, that's got to be okay for us. That normally, that's wrong. And we have to change our thinking when we talk about that as well. So let's talk about instant rice. The processing. Instant rice, also known as pre-cooked or minute rice, is partially or fully cooked before packaging. Okay, so before you even get it, it's going to be partially or fully cooked. It is then dehydrated to allow for quick rehydration and cooking. This process reduces the cooking time significantly compared to traditional rice. See, that's why people are going after the instant rice, because we don't want to wait. Rice is a pain to fix. So we go for the easy stuff. Instant rice only needs a few minutes of boiling or soaking in hot water to become edible. Okay, so here are some of the issues that come with instant rice. Okay, so I'm going to read some of these things off to you. Instant rice has a lot of chemicals in it. And see, we had this conversation this week. My wife and I were talking this week just about rice. And I was just speaking about how, instant rice is really not good for you. And, she was asking me like, well, can you explain to me why it's not good for you? And I was like, well, it's they've added chemicals, they've added preservatives and stuff to it. And, and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know how the rice has been altered and it's no longer beneficial for you. So let's talk about some of the things that's in rice. Okay, the preservatives that they put in instant rice. Now, not whole rice. Whole rice is beneficial. Now, I'm going to explain that to you here in a second. But instant rice, we should stay away from it. Instant rice has sodium benzoate. used to prevent spoilage and microbial growth. Okay, so anytime they're putting something in your food to prevent it from being spoiled, you already know at that point it's an additive. And good food does not last long. Good food does not have shelf life to it. It's it's eaten quickly or it spoils quickly. So that's why you want to eat it, okay? It also has potassium sorbate. This helps prevent mold and yeast growth. See, it's all about the longevity of being able to keep rice around. That's why they dehydrate it so you can keep it, but also for quick and easy use. Calcium propionate, often used in baked goods to prevent mold growth. So why are they so concerned about this mold growth? Why? Because it's already been cooked. Yeah, it's already been cooked. They're having to add these things to it, and you're gonna find some more stuff that they're adding to it. Okay, BHT, used to preserve fats and oils. Now, I don't believe BHT is anything good whatsoever. Especially, listen, believers, this is who I'm talking to. I'm talking about people who love the Most High, people who love His Messiah that He gave us, people who love the Word and follow His Word. These are the people that I'm really talking to at this point, because we have an instruction upon us to take care of our bodies. Okay? Now, for other people, they do what they want to do, but I specifically, because we are talking about people of the Bible, biblical people, people who read the word, people who understand. We are talking about people who know what is expected. And sometimes we don't know what is expected of us. And so we have to hear, and that's how we learn things. But if you are a believer, some of these chemicals that are in this food that they put in, this stuff that they put in, and it's not really food, it's food-like products. See, once you alter that rice like that, it's really no longer food. It's a food-like substance. And so we have to understand that they're going to put things in it that is not going to be beneficial to your body. Okay, so BHT, we know that they are placing BHT in instant rice. Citric acid acts as a preservative and a flavor enhancer. Okay, so what else are they putting in instant rice? How about natural flavorings? And some of these are natural, quite natural, but natural flavorings can derive from anything. Okay, if it's alive, it could be from a beetle, a bug, whatever. It's considered natural because it's a natural living thing. So, but you have to be very careful with that. But some of the natural flavorings that is going to be added to the instant rice is going to be like herbs and spice. And, if you buy those kind of, flavored rices, you are going to get some of the natural things that go in it, but they're still throwing in other things like the artificial flavorings, chemically synthesized flavors designed to mimic natural taste. So here we go already again. They're putting things in rice, in instant rice that you buy, that we think that is good for us. I mean, why would we think that it wouldn't be good for us? It's just quicker to eat it. But remember, the whole food, the whole rice is always going to be better than instant. Because why? Because it's whole. It's in its natural state. Okay, here's another thing. Monosodium glutamate enhances savory flavor. Hydrolyzed vegetable protein adds savory flavor and is used as a flavor enhancer. So we know we've already gone through the spices and the herbs, but just think about the things that they are having to add back into the rice just so that it can have some form of nutrition to it. So we always want to stay with the whole. That's the way that it has been designed by the Most High. That's the way that we should eat it. Remember, anytime man's hands have gotten involved with it, we tend to process it and we tend to take out those things that are good because they don't have a good shelf life to them. We tend to take those things that are good out, and what are we left with? We're left with the bad. So that's why you have to be very careful when you're dealing with instant. Remember, instant anything, it's not the full thing. You don't get the full monty of what the Most High has given us to eat. Okay, man's hands has affected it. Let's see here. Let me give you some things that you may find in instant rice ingredient. Um, so we're going to find the sodium benzoate. All right. Listen to the health risk of some of these things. Uh, can form benzoate, a known carcinogen, which combined with vitamin C or ascorbic acid under certain conditions, potential allergic reactions in some individuals. So we already have here, we're having it. Why are we adding stuff to it? Because they've taken away. So in order for you to get your minerals, your vitamins back, they got to try to add stuff back to it. But what they've done to it has really altered it in such a bad state it should not be consumed. Potassium sorbate, the health risk, generally recognized as safe by the FDA, but can cause allergic reaction and skin irritation in sensitive individuals. Calcium propionate, the health risk involved with it, linked to headaches and migraines in some people. You see, some people are having headaches and migraines and it's coming from their food. Actually, probably most people, but it's coming from their food, but we don't relate that. There's no correlation of, I just ate this, now I got a headache. Man, this is why I'm getting this headache. We just think that it's a condition that, everybody has. Moms had headaches, been having headaches all their life. So we think that it's just something that we're used to or we're accustomed to, and it's actually coming from the food that we're eating. Okay, the health risks of BHT, potential carcinogenic effects and observed in animal studies can cause liver and kidney damage in high doses. Some concerns about its effect on human behavior and hyperactivity. That we're dealing with children. Okay, some of our children are hyper and we don't understand why they can't sit down. Sometimes it's because of the stuff that we are feeding him that we are thinking that's food, and it's really not. Okay, let's talk about the citric acid. Generally safe, but can cause dental erosion and gastrointestinal disturbances in large amounts. Potential allergen for some individuals. You see what's going on here? We have these types of things that are being added to our foods that is just basically damaging our bodies. And we really have to be very careful with this food that we're consuming because it is not food. It's a product. It's a substance, not really providing much substance for us to eat, but it's a product or it's a substance. Now, you're going to hear me say all the time, food like product, food like substance. You're going to hear me say food-ish. Why? Because it's not food. It's like food, but it is not food. It's food-ish. And the word ish, the suffix of that means ish means to be like. So they've got this food that is kind of like to be like, but it's really not. It's really not food. Okay, let's look at some more. Let's look at this monosodium glutamate that you're going to find in instant rice. It says can cause Chinese restaurant syndrome is what they call it, with symptoms like headaches, flushing, sweating, and chest pain. Long-term effects are debated, but sensitive individuals should avoid it. I knew somebody that was definitely, they could not have any MSG. They knew instantly when they had it. Okay, artificial flavorings, the health risk, potential to cause allergenic reactions. Once again, hypersensitive. Some artificial flavorings are linked to negative health effects. So you have a lot of these things that have been put into it, believe it or not, like hydrolyzed vegetable protein and things like this. So it's always best, once again, to stay with the natural product rather than going to something that is made instant. I don't even purchase instant oatmeal anymore. It's got to be the steel cut grain for my family to eat. We don't do instant anything no more. If we can't cook it slow, we won't eat it. I just won't allow it in my house anymore to be consumed, because anytime a whole food has been touched by man's hand and it goes into a manufacturing industry, you better believe it's going to come out altered. So that's why we stay away from it. Okay, now real rice has a lot of benefits to it. So let me talk to you about the benefits of real rice. So you wonder why they have to add things back. They have to fortify the foods that they strip. They have to do that because if they didn't fortify it with things like vitamins and minerals, it wouldn't have no value at all. It still barely doesn't. It's taking the natural away from it, and they're having to put other things back in, but it would have no value at all. So what does that mean? To me, that means it shouldn't even be consumed by us. It's going to cause some kind of long-term effect on our bodies. The more you consume it over and over, year after year, there is going to be an effect on your body from consuming these types of instants. Okay, so let's look what whole rice has in it, particularly brown rice. The vitamins that brown rice and whole rice has in it. It has vitamin B1, thiamine, important for energy, metabolism, and for the nerve function. So you see, we're already getting into things when we were looking at the instant, we wasn't finding any of this in there. Okay, vitamin B3, like niacin. I don't know if you all have ever taken niacin supplements before. Boy, they'll light you up. Support skin health, digestion, and nervous system functions. That's why we need to go whole. Vitamin B6 plays a role in protein metabolism and cognitive development. All right, vitamin E, an antioxidant that helps protect cells from damage and supports immune function. See, this is from the whole food. We didn't read any of this from that instant stuff. But now we see we're getting the food that is nourishing our bodies. It gives us nourishment. It helps us with our energy. It provides cellular growth. It helps you to grow. So you know that you're doing right when you're eating whole. All right. So folate, essential for DNA synthesis and repair, and important during pregnancy for fetal development. You know, when the Most High made food, he knew what he was doing. When he made a variety of different grains, he knew what he was doing. But then you take man, we'll come and take something that he's created and we'll alter it for profit. Number one, it's altered for convenience to make money and sell it cheaply so that people will buy it. All right, let's look at the minerals that are actually in rice, in whole grain rice. Magnesium supports muscle and nerve function, bone health, energy production. See, this is the good stuff that we need to be putting into our mouth. A lot of people are not big with rice, but I'm going over this because we're going to start going over foods, and we're going to talk about the adverse sides of dealing with the way that man has affected that particular thing that used to be food that is no longer food. And then we're going to talk about what the whole actually does to your body. Phosphorus, important for healthy bones and teeth, and involved in energy production. You see, this is where we get our energy from, dealing with the whole food. Manganese, involved in bone formation, blood clotting, and reducing inflammation. The foods that we eat reduces the inflammation. Some of the stuff, the products that they make for us to eat, the edible products, causes inflammation. So if you stay with the natural, stay with the whole food that he has created for us, It will cause our bodies to function in the correct manner. When you let man touch your food and manufacture it, he's going to take everything nutritious out. And therefore, we suffer the repercussions from what we are eating. Why? Because we are eating processed foods, not whole food, processed food. Okay, it's got selenium, an antioxidant that helps protect cells from damage and supports immune function. All right, and we also have iron. Iron, crucial for transporting oxygen in the blood and supporting energy and metabolism. You see, his food helps our body to grow and to become what it needs in order for us to have health in our life. So we ask, why are so many of us sick? Because we are dependent upon things like instant products. Because we want it quickly, we want to make it quickly, and we want to be done quickly. Real food takes time to prepare. All right? Zinc supports immune function, protein synthesis, and wound healing. Okay, so now you have, looking at rice, it has zinc in it, which actually will help wounds heal. Potassium, important for maintaining fluid balance, muscle contractions, and nerve signals. So you see, a simple grain of rice, unadulterated, is good for your body. As we read a while ago with the instant rice, has to be fortified. Things have to be put into it to make it at least somewhat useful for your body. Okay, dietary fiber. Whole rice, especially brown rice, is rich in dietary fiber, which aids digestion. Come on, a lot of y'all out there, y'all have a hard time using the bathroom, hard time doing the number two. It's because that processed mess does not benefit the intestinal tract. It does not benefit the digestive system. But the whole food, which aids digestion, helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels and promotes heart health. All right? So protein. Rice has protein. See, people always ask, you shouldn't be eating, you should be eating meat for your protein. The Most High has created grains, plants, seeds, nuts, fruits, all of it. It's got protein in it. That's why we don't have to go out and worry about it. If you don't want to eat, if you want to be a vegan, if you want to stay away from meat protein, hey, you can do that. Your bodies will survive off of not having meat protein. Why? Because you have things like rice that has protein in it. You can eat rice. All right, antioxidants contains compounds such as phenolics and flavonoids that help protect against oxidative stress and inflammation. All right, so here you have all of the perfect things that the Most High has put into his food, and we have the imperfect things that if you were to buy the instant version of it, you have the imperfect thing that is no longer food again. All right? So we have to remember that our bodies are the temple. Remember, 1 Corinthians teaches us we were bought for a price. He has paid a deposit on us, a deposit on our bodies and a deposit on our spirit. He's paid it. Okay, so since he's put a deposit down on us, we're no longer his, no longer ours, we are his. So if we are his, didn't our parents teach us that if you borrow something from somebody, you treat it like it's yours? So our Messiah paid a down payment on our price. It's on our bodies, so it's no longer ours. We are not our own anymore. We are his. So guess what? Should we not take care of the temple that belongs to him? It's a way of thinking. We have to change our mindset about how we're going to be eating. For those of us who particularly live off of fruit and vegetables, It's the same thing. The same thing applies to those of us who eat off of fruit and vegetables. And for those who eat grains and things like that, it is biblical. It is in the Bible. So it is permitted to eat. It is a good source. It will feed your body. So just remember, stay away from things that have been extracted from your food. Okay? If it's been extracted, you better believe that they're going to put something synthetic back into it to try to make it seem like it has some form of nourishment to it. So we're going to be doing this. I can't tell you how often we're going to do this, but we're going to just pick certain foods and break it down and talk about why we should eat it, why we should not eat it. So hopefully you see from tonight that instant rice should be a no-no because it has been diluted and everything that was good about that rice has been stripped. Okay? So make it your point to have whole food. All right? It doesn't matter whether you got to warm it up and boil it. I mean, grains you have to do that with. But make sure that it is a whole food. Let's make sure that we begin to feed our families whole food, things that's going to build them up, things that is going to help their bodies to have nourishment, not those things that give us empty calories, not those things that actually cause a harm into our bodies. So anyway, if you all have any comments, please put them below. For those of you who are going to be watching later, please put them below and I'll come back and I'll try to answer the comments or, at least respond to the comments. So we're going to be doing this pretty frequently now. My schedule is going to be opening up for the evening time for me to have talks and meetings like this where we're going to deal with food and how we should be operating when it comes to whole food and the types of food that we really, or food-like products that we really should be staying away from. All right? So anyway, I hope that this was definitely worthwhile for you all. I hope you got to learn a little bit. Hopefully you stay away from instant rice because it has really no beneficial value for us. All right. Hey, I will see you all on the next one. And I will be sure and let you all know, try to let you know a day or so in advance when I have another one of these. This one was a spur of the moment. I was going to do it tomorrow, but I said, nah, let's do this today. I actually miss getting on doing lives. I haven't been able to do one in several days. So I will see you all on the next video and I'll see you then. All right. Bye-bye.